Hey. Oh, I tried. I tried. It is Sunday today. Yet you will be seeing this on Thursday. So, from Sunday to Tuesday, I say hello. Today is Sunday today. And like I said, this video will not be uploaded until the 25th, which is a Tuesday. I just wanted to give not really an update, just like I had this project, and obviously this project is not going so well, and I said that if there is another obstacle or another roadblock, I'm just gonna drop it, period, because I can't be spending money left and right. So this project was simply to see if I could do it. There was a girl who created a robot armor for her brother. And she used mesh, she used wire, she used zip ties, paper mache, paint, cardboard, all of this while using the stuff you would have around the house. Well, so I thought, oh, I can do that. Why not? Why can't I do it? Let's see what I can do. So the first time I did mesh, which you guys probably know, chicken mesh. And I did the wire for jewelry. That obviously did not work because the wire that I was using, it did not seem to bend in the way that it need to. It sort of like hold the mesh in place. And then I said, okay, well, maybe I used the wrong mesh. So I went and got cosplay mesh. Well, today I went and tried it out because I was like tired of the excuses, not necessarily losing sleep over it. It was just like, I want to do other projects, but this project has to get done, or I need to see if I can do this project. So I did what I had to do. I cut it out in the shape that I wanted using the template that I made out of paper and all that stuff. And the problem is with that mesh is the holes are a lot more smaller. They're a lot more constricted. And of course the material is different. And not only that, I was using gloves and they would get stuck on my gloves. And it would bend a lot more easily compared to the chicken mesh one. The chicken mesh one was meant to basically stay in whatever, it had to bend, but only bend to retain its shape. This one would bend easily, which of course that's what you want. But what I was trying to get it to do, it just wouldn't do it. I had to take my cylinder paperweights to sort of like make it straight, like roll it out straight and things of that nature. Once I was able to cut it out where it needs to cut out, not only that, it wasn't hard, but it took a lot longer to cut. So once I got it into the shape that it needed to be cut into, unfortunately the zip ties wouldn't fit. And these zip ties are heavy duty. Now I know you guys are wondering, why not just get better zip ties? The hole is around this big. Like that big. I don't know any zip ties that are A, gonna be that size, and C and B, hold. Because not all zip ties are created equal. So even if I could find a heavy duty zip tie, basically the next question is, what roadblock am I gonna get next? It's not being negative, it's more like, okay, well, here's the thing. I've already spent X amount of money on this project. No matter what I do, what scenario, what angle I go to, I am facing roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. So the thing about this project, it wasn't like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. Come hell or high water, I need to do this. I'm losing sleep over this. This is all I'm thinking. I'm obsessing over it. I'm procrastinating. No. It was one of those things to see if I could do it. So basically, I cannot do it. No, I'm not being negative. I'm being a realist. And the thing of it is, either or, the reality of this thing is I cannot be spending money left and right to see if I can make the foundation of it. Because in reality, even if I succeeded in making the foundation of it, the question is, what would I use it for? I'm not making a robot armor. I'm going to use it for something else. What exactly, I didn't know. I still don't know. The way I was thinking was, let me just do this so that way if the idea ever came, at least I have it. The whole, I rather have it than need it and not have it. Well, it looks to me that in reality, it's not gonna work. This wasn't a passion that, okay, I can use this. Once I get this done, I can use it for a movie and I know what the movie's gonna be, blah, blah, blah. This was more of to see if I could do it. And I don't have the experience, the talent. This is me versus a person who is resourceful, probably obviously has been doing this for quite some time, knows what she's doing, knows what to use and what not to use, knows how to use certain stuff. I don't know how to use certain stuff. Knows why and what to use because of its use. I don't have that experience. Can I get that experience? Yes. But that's over time. That's like years upon years upon years. I would not be surprised if this person on YouTube is a lot younger than me and more resourceful. I am not, well, depending on the situation, I can be resourceful. But that's uncharted territory. I've never done that. The point is, I tried. The point is, I wanted to see what I could do with what I had, or with what I know, or what I could see. Unless this individual puts down the material she's used, the measurements she's used, the tools she used, things of that nature, then perhaps maybe it will be, maybe I would be able to do so. I don't know. And like I said, I'm not spending money countless times on a project that obviously is hitting a snag, and at the same time, reality is it's not for anything. It was more like an experiment. And usually experiments, sometimes when you do an experiment, you like where it's going and you keep it up. You keep up with it. Other times experiments is, let me see if this can work. If I do it this way, let me see what could work. This was more of an experiment to see how far I can go with what I have and see what to come of it. And honestly, it's getting kind of expensive. And I'd rather use the money for other stuff. Whether it's props for movies, camera equipment, projects that were used for a show, costumes, things like that. I have an idea for something, for a diagram. It's up and going, and I was using an experiment because I wanted the figures that I'm using to move. And with experimenting, and that's another experiment. I'm experimenting something to see if it could work for a project that I am doing. And yeah, it works. I just have to get the figures. They're coming up soon and go from there. And it was more like, okay, I need magnets. Let me grab this magnet. Let me get this magnet. Let me see if it can work. And the question is, even if I did get the magnets, would the magnet be strong enough to move from a very thin layer to things like that? And it did it. It did it. And I'm actually very happy that it did it. Because it goes to show, even though it was thin, I have one thin surface and I have another thin surface on top. So the question was, would it do it? And it did it. And so I'm gonna put my energy and my efforts into that project because that's an actual thing that I want to do. The other project was to just see if what I could do. Can I do this? Would I be successful at it, or would I fail at it? Well, I failed at it. No, I'm not gonna cry about it because it was like, let me see. If I succeed, I succeed. If I don't, I don't. And I learned that, how can I say? I can't make stuff out. I mean, there was the costume I did for Rebecca Wesker mode. And yeah, I bought a swap uniform from Spirit Halloween, but the rest I did on my own. I cut the pant legs off a certain length. I took like patches and put it on top of the SWAT here, and then on the back and on the arm. And then the rest was handmade. That was like trial and error. I was okay, that was an actual project that I wanted to get done. I wanted to finish. I wanted the end result. This project that I was doing was more of, can I do this? The question is, am I able to do this? Would I succeed in it or would I not? The whole point of this was to see if it can be done. Yeah, it can be done, just not by me. Can it be done by someone else who has more experience? Oh, yeah. Because they probably have the experience, the tools, resources, the knowledge, and things like that. I don't. Is that bad? No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just, it's like people are good at something. People have a natural talent for sports, like basketball. I don't. I have a natural talent for making things, movies, movies, writing, and certain cosplay stuff. I'm able to do certain stuff. Does that make me weak, a failure, or a bad person? No. Not at all. We all have our passions. We all have things that grab us. And yeah, we try to further ourselves to see what else we can do to test our limitations. And I've learned, hey, there's just some certain stuff, yeah, it's going to be more expensive, or probably just as expensive as making it myself. But then again, at least I can say I can just, like, for cosplay, I cannot sew. I cannot, I don't have the time, the patience, the resources. I can't sew. I can't make a complete cosplay out of scratch. People can. And there are other people who will just buy the stuff. Does the people that buy the stuff, and I've actually bought some of my cosplay stuff, does that make us like cheaters? No. We can buy it. Some people would rather prefer to make it because they want it done their way. And there's nothing wrong with that. The point is, we all like the same thing, which is cosplay. So it shouldn't matter whether we buy it or we make it ourselves. The point is, we enjoy the cosplay. So the thing of it is, I can't make certain stuff, even if I tried. I wanted to, just didn't work out. I got other projects I want to try. I wanted to try to do this project before I touched anything. I wanted to really try and see what happens. I was like, okay, the first time didn't do it. Let me do it the second time. And the second time didn't work out. So I'm not going to do it a third time. They say third time's a charm. I can't afford to do it a third time. So I am going to bury this horse, burn that bridge, and say sayonara to that ship. And I'm going to do all of those three things because I can without any regret or anything like that. Because it didn't work out. I tried. It didn't work out. I guess it just wasn't in the cards, and the reason why I took a chance at it was to see what would happen. And I guess because this was a project that I didn't even know where it was going to go. I didn't know what I was going to do. Like I said, I'll admit, I didn't know what I was going to do once I had that foundation up and going. Well, at least I have materials and tools. In case something does come up, at least I have them. So that's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to say. So it is what it is. I mean, yeah. It sucks because I would have liked to have seen what I could have done with it. But then again, I can easily probably go online and maybe pay someone to do it. Maybe pay someone to do. I mean, yeah, I paid someone to do a 3D print of Rebecca's mind control thing, and I actually found ways to stick that on, and it worked. It worked, and I really do appreciate what that person did. Yeah. At least I can say I tried.